good, but I wouldn't go back there.
Okay, cool.
It's like a, yeah.
So Frenchie's or Lotus?
Frenchie's or
It
Lotus,
is a circus.
Frenchie's
like,
fried chicken, Lotus is seafood.
It's seafood, yes.
Not that kind. Cause I... Bro, like, you're eating an animal right now.
He said pepperoni made him travel.
It did. I was like, yo.
It's all new 93.7 The B, H-Town's for hip-hop, home of the Breakfast Club. It's your girl Ashlee with Tui's on air. And this man is going to shut down Houston tonight because everybody been calling up here. He's the reason why I got to turn my phones off for a second. It is Black. Make some noise. Hello, sir.
How you doing?
Welcome to Houston. I know you've been here before.
Yeah, about 4 times.
But you stunt the flex, the subtle flex. But you are now a once again Grammy nominated artist, shutting down at Revention tonight.
Yeah.
How's it feel to be nominated for another Grammy? Like they just keep coming.
Yeah, I would say it's just like icing on the cake because when we work, we don't really work with Grammys in mind. You know, it's just like we just work to work, and then anything else is extra. So if somebody recognizes it, it's perfect. If the Grammys recognize it, then obviously it's a big deal.
But I feel like you are the type whose Grammys aren't your purpose. It's not the goal, but it's kind of like.
But it's a good flex.
It's a nice little flex. Yeah. So tonight you are at Revention Music Center with Ari Lennox, correct? Mm-hmm. And I saw on your Twitter you retweeted how you like set her up for her, how you got the Essentia, the alkaline water and all that. And she was recently brought out on stage by Stevie Wonder, which is a dope moment.
Yeah, last week.
Have you had any moment like that where like one of your idols brought you out, or?
I mean, no, none of my idols, I would say. I mean, I've had like exciting moments where I brought people out and I got to see like a crowd reaction. My first LA show, and I brought The Weeknd out. Other than that, like little moments here and there that are always just like dope. Stevie, actually, I got a call from him maybe almost 2 years ago, like at the beginning of everything when I was touring. And like one of my mutual friends, she called and then like put him on the phone, and I was like, you can't start our morning off like this. Like I don't really know, what to say. I just woke up. I'm like, but so like little exciting moments along the way. Not too many things as far as idols go. I guess I've been just in my own little bubble for a minute. So, is there anybody who is your idol that you kind of would look forward to that happening, that you wish that would happen with? Well, I mean, I'll take back what I said. Running into Erica was amazing. Okay. Other than that, Jay and Beyonce, that was amazing. Coachella. So like little moments along the way. Nobody that I haven't met, maybe besides like Sade. It's a long list of people, I guess. Yeah. But you're older soul. Yeah. Would you say? I would say that. Yeah. I would definitely say that. Perfect, because everyone now is talking about the King of R&B, correct? And Jacquees said he was. Everybody threw their 2 cents in, but surprisingly. You didn't really say anything. Of course not. But is it because... So we were expecting... Everyone's going to throw their 2 cents in. Right. We were expecting like people to be like, no, it's me. No, it's me. No, it's me. But did you just not say anything because... I think certain things are kind of like obvious as far as like those titles go. It's just like... Me personally, I don't think that we've had like a king of R&B since like maybe the peak of Chris Brown's like R&B run. Yeah. Before that, obviously we had Usher and we had Trey, and like I don't think we've had a run like that from an R&B artist in a while. So for me, it was no king. It was just like we still got a lot to prove to be considered a king. And other than that, it was just like I didn't have to chime in. I was looking at my stats and my numbers, and I was just like, I'm still getting direct deposits. So. I mean, my numbers was up there in comparison to a lot of people that I was talking. So I don't know what makes you a king, but for me, that's time. Yeah. Yeah. Do you think it's just time, or is it accolades? Is it sales? It's time. It's a combination of everything: time, accolades, sales, fans. Like, and I think that's something that is like it's one of those things where you're crowned and not something where you just like take the crown and put it on your head and say, that's me.
I got you.
It's only been like a couple of times where that worked, and I would probably say that's obviously when Jay started calling himself the best rapper alive, and Wayne started calling himself the best rapper alive, but they had the stats and everything else to back it up. So you can't be like a newcomer saying like, I'm this. It's like, no, you have to get there. So.
No, you've been around for a while, and then you changed your look a little bit because people remembered you having the dreads and everything.
Yeah.
But I saw on the Joe Budden podcast, the pull-up episode, that you were saying that you can't work with people if you don't vibe with them.
Right.
Like, if we're not friends, it can't happen.
Yeah.
So even if a big artist came by and you don't know them personally, is it a pass or is it a like?
It's just, I mean, they already know, like my label and everybody knows. It's just super, I'm just particular with what people I work with. Just because I don't want to be surprised later either. You know, as far as like personality traits go, something pop up in the media and the news. Like, I like to know who I'm working with. I like to feel who I'm working with, and I just like to keep it that way. Like, you know, that way it saves me trouble, it saves you trouble. We don't have to be in a space where we don't want to be around each other. Like, anything where I'm kind of good on.
You kind of...
I'm good.
It's like, we'll wait till it's...
I like to control my space and everything around it and everybody around me, so...
Till it's organic. Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, you've had a whole bunch of success on your own, but I feel like certain songs like On the Way, they're getting a lot of radio spin, and then you're on the Normani record with Waves. Do you like look to make popular records, radio records, or you just make what feels right?
I just make whatever I like to make, and even coming out, you know, you got to choose a genre to be able to list your music. But for me, it's just like, I make R&B now. I might make, you know, strictly rap one day. I might write pop songs. Like, it doesn't really matter to me. My whole thing before everything kind of took off was nobody's going to, like, steer me to make anything. Like, I can make whatever I want to make. And it was just a point where I feel like where I was, people were just like, you should make this kind of music and you should do this kind of thing and this sounds good. And I was just like, no, like, if I do that, it'll be on my own, not because somebody else told me to. So.
I'm a little hurt you didn't bring the little girl. Bring Six.
Yeah.
Is she on tour with you or no?
Okay. I want to. I really wish I could, but I don't want to like risk her getting sick and stuff, like on a bus and on the road, so, and on planes. So I just kind of keep her home. See her for the holidays, and then I'll see her after New Year's. Yeah,
I figure that's a lot to be on tour with you, and just the nightlife, the schedule, and all that stuff. Yep. But I was watching how you kind of explained how the number 6 has like a meaning to you, and like that's why she was named that. Yeah. And all that stuff, and you're kind of into numerology and stuff. Yeah. But what did you find out? Because I'm low key, I'm a fake numerology. Right. Like I'm an intro. Right. But what did you find out about the number 6? Like, why is that so? What does it mean to you?
I mean, I knew it was my number before I even got into numerology. So by the time I found out about numerology, I just went straight to the number 6. And then I did the calculating thing later on, and it was like obviously number 6. But went to it, and basically 6s were people who are of service to other people. So it's my job to make sure everybody else is okay. And in that, you still have to figure out, you know, how to not forget about yourself. So I feel like I've always been a 6 my whole life. I've always been like looking out for the kids in the neighborhood, looking out for brother and sister, looking out for mom, looking out for other, you know, musicians when I was in groups. And yeah, I just carried that number from childhood all the way to adulthood, and same name since I was in middle school too. So
yeah. I saw you. I saw the little battle rap videos. Either you posted or someone else posted.
Some of them I posted,
like, okay,
and some of them like other people posted. I have like an old YouTube channel with some stuff that I left up.
You didn't delete it? You didn't delete the old content?
Nah, as long as it ain't problematic, I'm good. Yeah. So
that's what I want to ask you is, do you consider yourself, because your album is like, you can call it R&B, but some things you're straight rapping. Yeah. It's just in a melodic way. So do you call yourself a singer? A rapper, an artist? What is it?
I just feel like it's tricky when you start like labeling stuff. Like at the end of the day, like I feel like over time, I just got to know that my voice is my instrument, and that I didn't have to like be a traditional singer or do things like a certain kind of way to be considered a singer, because it still affects people the same way. So once I figured out my voice and figured out what I could do with my voice, I was just like, cool, like call it a singer, call it a rapper, call it whatever. Like I just do what I can do.
Just buy it.
Yeah, just buy it.
Just support it and vibe with it. Yeah. I was seeing on Twitter that people that had one of your shows on your tour, they said that you leave. I'm not spoiling anything, but they said you came back like a Marvel ending.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, that was a good tweet. That was a good tweet.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know why you would ever leave the show if I didn't perform Problems. That's like obvious. like I walk off stage and some people like start walking out, and I'm just like, why would you ever? And then the beat drops, and then everybody like starts running back to the front. So yeah, we just kind of walk off stage, give them a moment to figure out what they want to do, if they want to cheer, say encore, one more song, and then yeah, we come back out.
You inciting riots? What you doing? Just not intentionally. Yeah. He's not. Yeah. So I was listening to, I forget what track it was, but you had said, I got one baby. That's one lady I got to answer to. Is that still true? There's no special person right now in Black's life?
That's very untrue. During the time, though, I was just like in a space where a lot of things in my life were a mess. And I'm just like, all right, at the end of the day, like, I just got to make sure that things are good with my kid, and that's it. But being an adult is just not a true thing at all. Like, as you start to invite other people into your life and include them on the stuff that you got going on, if you have extra people in your life, you have to keep everybody up to speed.
Yeah.
You know, and my habit was not keeping people up to speed and just kind of being stuck in my own world of, if I know it, then cool. But that doesn't really play out.
So is communication an issue for you?
Super bad, super bad. I literally got talk about it tattooed on my arm, just so I can like look down and remind myself to talk about things I need to talk about. Because like I said, I'll just get in the habit of just feeling like, since I know, you should probably know too. Or since I feel it, then you should feel it, versus me saying it. So
that means this whole team, y'all are telepathic? You can just read
no. I pretty much tell them what I need. But as far as relationships go, it was just like, you know, like certain things are just certain things are harder to talk about.
Yeah.
You know, so you kind of stray away from the things that are uncomfortable. And then next thing you know, you got a bigger situation than what you would have had if you would have just said something.
Yeah. I did something that draws me to you is that we are both in very public professions, but you've said you're an introvert. I know I'm an introvert.
Yep.
And people always ask me, why the hell do you do what you do? Like, what is it that pushes you to keep creating music and performing and all that? I
mean, for one, I just love making music. Like, I love everything about music. And for two, I love doing this for other people. Like, I love to see the reactions. I love to see, like, hear the stories and know that what I'm doing is for a purpose. So if I can put, you know, being uncomfortable for a second aside to meet 125 people at meet and greet and make their day, then I'll do that. But, you know, at the end of the day, I think people don't really, like, you don't change from being an introvert. You just learn how to adapt. So I just learned how to adapt in a world that obviously isn't introverted at all. And people come up to me like, oh, yeah, I'm so nervous, I'm so uncomfortable. And I'm like, look at what I got to do, bro. Like, I'm like, you'll be okay, I promise.
I always say, like, we're introverts forced to be extroverts. Yeah. And then we just, like, work our way through it. Yeah, like, we're numb while we doing all this stuff.
Especially when I go on stage, too. I could be having the most to myself, quiet, don't want to see nobody day ever. And then once I get on stage, I just flip the switch and I forget about it. Yeah.
It's the Beyonce Sasha Fierce thing.
Yeah, and then I get off stage and I cut it off and I go back to chilling. That's it.
I respect that. What is your cancer?
Yep.
Are they as petty as people say they are? Be honest.
I think, I mean, I don't know too many other cancers.
Yeah.
I don't think that I guess if you take like my lyrics into consideration, like, I just don't. I tell the truth in my music. Like, I'm super blatant in my music. So that could be considered petty. Like a song like Problems is like, so you just gonna blast her and like put her on blast for the whole world to know? Just like,
I didn't name no names.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't name no names. But it's petty, I guess, you know. So yeah, I would probably say cancers know how to communicate their emotions in that kind of way, where it's almost indirect, but it's just like, bro, who else are you talking to? Like, I know you're talking
like
to me.
The sub kings and queens.
Probably. I do it over songs, so yeah. I do it so they know. It's not like you got to figure it out. Like, you know the situation. So since we didn't talk about it, here's the song.
See, I don't have any cancers in my life. I have a lot of Tauruses. I don't know why. But I'm a Gemini, and I don't know how that would work. Because do you have any experiences with Geminis? I saw you smile
I know a lot of Gemini. Because, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I don't meet cancers at all. I always meet Gemini. So anytime I run into a cancer, it's like finally somebody who's like late June, early July, because most people are Geminis. Like, everybody I run into is a Gemini, and I think I know a little bit about Gem. So
it's May 20th. What do you know?
You know,
what is your perception?
It's a little double-sided, you know. Too.
What is?
Not like in a bad way, just, you know, heads and tails. It's just like sometimes you never know what you're gonna get. It could be like good to see you. It could be don't bother me right now. So you never really know.
Black just try to read me in the most polite way.
I'm not going to be impolite on the radio.
in the most polite way. So we don't want to keep you too long. The last thing, he has a show tonight, Revenge Music Center. He said you give him 5 minutes, it's going to sell out. So hurry up and get him. You did tweet new music for the holidays. Yep. Does that mean new projects? Does that mean holiday music from Black?
Not a new project and not a Christmas album at all.
Okay. Just maybe a few.
Yeah, just like a couple loosies. Yeah, just to, because I got a lot of stuff in the vault, so I don't want to like become a music hoarder and like hold things that I love that other people could hear. So, we're dropping a few songs, just like a couple.
That's enough before he starts going off about Geminis again. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you, Black, for dropping by. And tonight we'll be at Revenge Music Center. Ari Lennox is on the show. Doors open at 7. I'm doing all your promotion for you. I'm going to send you an invoice, sir.
Thank you.
Until next time. It's all 93.7 The Beat.
This one, they started doing that at COVID
because I've been, like, my vocal cords and everything been fucked up. I've been sick, like, I've been losing my voice. So
that's been like that.
Now I'm just trying to make it to the end. So it's turned more into a rap show. But it's fun. It's just super fun. We figured out a way to just keep them, like, engaged and keep them involved since I can't do everything.
Have you done it before?
But
you like it?
The more that
trash.
Let me hear y'all sing.
not to that extent. No, not that kind. Because I've been to those shows and it made me stop. Like,
yes.
Favorite artists.
Hold on.
I go to shows all the time.
Yeah.
I'm unbothered, but I'm gonna turn up specifically.
No, it's totally fine. We figuring out ways to keep that shit interesting because I've been to shows that have made me become less of a fan of people. So I'm just like, how do I make sure people don't feel that shit?